Welcome to Dragging with Daisy, and I am Daisy X Machina, the detective who investigates all things speculative in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. That's supposed to be my new tagline. I'm trying to remember it. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I put on drag makeup to film a video later today. So, what a bumpy intro, but good morning, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. It's morning for me. Well, actually, it's noon, so it's afternoon for me. Lynette is here. Yay! Thank you both for joining me as per usual. And how was everyone's reading this week? I started and finished Lords of Uncreation, the last book in the Adrian Tchaikovsky's final architecture series, which I thought I would just slowly enjoy. You know, it's sort of this big book. It's the last book in a trilogy I've been reading. And it took me a couple of chapters to get into it because it's been, 8 months since I've read the last one, or maybe a year. But no, more like 10 months. And so, you know, you have to refamiliarize yourself with the characters. And so it was a little slow getting into, but then I just got hooked right away and I couldn't put it down. And I read the whole darn thing, so it didn't last me as long as I was hoping it would last. And it was great. I gave it 5 stars. Now, when I give a rating for a trilogy on the last book, it's kind of reflective of the whole trilogy rather than just the last book for me. So definitely a 5-star trilogy if you like hard science fiction. It's definitely not soft science fiction or that type of thing. So, yay, Cappuccino's here. Cool Gamer is here. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Lev finished 3 books when I was actually hoping this book would last, because I thought the book before then, the book that wouldn't burn, I thought, oh, this one's going to last me a couple weeks, but I just flew through it. Time Shelter, Temporary, and How Kyoto Breaks Your Heart, or How Kyoto Breaks Your Heart. Okay, good way to trespasses. I don't know any of those. Flora Segunda was a fun read. Why a fantasy house with 11,000 rooms love the world. That sounds good. I assume it's like a Portal Fantasy type thing. I have to check that one. I have so many books I need to check out. But anyway, what I did pick up afterwards, because as you know, I'm trying to read all of the Heinlein juveniles, and then I'll do a video on it at some point. It's been like a year, but I read them like one book every so often. But I've been putting off the books that didn't seem to interest me. So I started, so I picked one of those up, is Space Cadet, which I believe is Heinlein's second novel he put out. And it has such a stupid name. A lot of the juveniles don't have great names, like Farmer in the Sky, which is actually one of the better of the juvenile books, but the title doesn't really grab you or grab me. And Space Cadet sounded pretty silly, but I'm maybe a fourth into it, and it's it's like a precursor to Starship Troopers, because it's about a young man. I'm not sure of the age, but a lot of these juveniles are like in the 16, 17-year-old age range, joining the Space Academy to become a space cadet, which I believe was turned into a television series in like the 50s that didn't do very well. But anyway, Mooney is here. Hey, Moon Book. You're 76% through Golden Fool. Mad at Fitz, but also feel protective of him and want to hug him. But things are intense right now for Fitz and the fate of the 6 duchies. I'm kind of jealous that you're reading those Elderling series because I love them so much. Space Cadet is my autobiography. Yeah, where did that term come from? Oh, you Space Cadet, as in you airhead. I wonder if it's from like how people viewed those who read science fiction as out there. Space Cadet. Chrysalid by Lincoln Child, techno thriller, 3.5. Oh, that's too bad. Writes with, I prefer books that Child writes with Douglas Preston. Haven't read any of those. That B-Nook was good. Okay, guys, and Come to Grief, another Frank Hardy historical mystery set in New Zealand. Oh, Lynette, don't you have to spin your TBR wheel? I'm a little bit tired for a train picnic. Train picnic? Okay. So I did Red Eyebrows because last week I tried to do a rainbow book that I don't think was that successful, but it was like red, orange, yellow, and then blue, purple. So I thought I would do another one, only reverse it and do like yellow, orange, red, and then blue, purple, or maybe I'll just do violet. I don't know. But I'm going to try to reverse it. And so I put on these red eyebrows. So I need to get started. Let's get started. Okay, so I guess let's just start with yellow. Let me find a good yellow. I think this one was good. Might need to switch your subject for uni next year, which is not an easy task since most places are closed for next year. Really? Why is it closed? Oh, okay, you're not spinning today because you got a couple of LGBT books in this week. To a Tran picnic. Are you saying trans picnic? Tran. Have my book club. Okay. Have my book club pick. Okay, great. Great. I need to start. Oh, boy. Okay, so I'm going to do yellow. Oh, that looks really light. You can't even see it. We need to try a different yellow. So I think this week I'm going to release my Heinlein video, and then I'm not doing a live stream next Saturday. The friend of mine's having a some type of pool party I'm going to go to. And then the week after that, I think I'm going to release Shelve It or Shove It. And then the week after that, I think I'm going to release what I'm going to do this week, which is my mid-year freakout tag, which I've done the last 3 years. So I figured might as well keep up the tradition. I've noticed like a few other people do the tag already, so And then I'll release the Banksian genre video. And thanks for anyone who watched the gunpowder video. Oh boy. This is not even. You know what? I'm just going to do red all along the top. I'm trying a new eyebrow shape too. It's up more than. Okay, well, all I know is these are not even. But we're just going to carry on. We're going to carry on. Yeah, I can't believe how fast this year is going. Because I'm already on the mid-year freak out. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with this look. Picnic by the sea, yay. Yeah, I'm curious, Mooney. The only thing about picnics by the sea is the sand. So sometimes it sounds a lot more fun than it actually is. When's the last time I had a picnic by the sea? It's been ages. But of course, that was when I was living in San Francisco, and the beaches there are kind of cold. So, you know, you normally have to sort of wrap up to have a picnic by the sea. Outlaw marriages, which is about 15 different same-sex couples who had long-term relationships before same-sex became legal. I did a diesel punk video. Didn't I? Yeah, I did a diesel punk. It's a few videos back if you look. Years going fast. Um, there was, what did I see it? I think it was a documentary. Um, about this. I think he was a artist, a gay artist, and in a long-term relationship, and he knew that if he couldn't. This was before same-sex marriage. He didn't want. I guess he didn't want to pay taxes, but he was concerned of leaving his partner in a lurch and having to, maybe lose their condo or whatever. They lived in New York because of all the death taxes, which don't apply to married couples. And so this guy had a best friend who was a woman. So what he did is he married his best friend, and then he passed away. And this was all prearranged. And then the best friend married his lover and just left him in New York. So he basically inherited everything through the go-between of the wife. And I always thought that was an interesting way to get around the marriage laws back in the day. Of course, you have to really trust the person you're making the arrangement with, because she could have just taken the money and run, but she was a woman of honor and did what her friend wanted her to do. And I think they just, what happened? And I think they just remained married for a while just because maybe they were lazy or saw no reason to rock the boat. But then I think eventually she wanted to get married, so she had to get divorced to the lover. I mean, obviously it's a rich person's dilemma because your average person isn't going to go through all that just to leave. I wish I could remember who the artist was. I think it was an artist. Or maybe you guys know. Great aunt was in outlaw marriage for 60 years. Oh, really? Two of my teachers were in an outlaw marriage back in the 70s. Yep. So it was your roommate. Yeah, it was mostly talking about China Myville. People had to be really resourceful and work around. Glad he could trust that best friend, and she did that for them. Yeah. Can you imagine? because you pretty much have to put your life on hold. To go through all these marriages. I think I'm going to cut my eye with yellow, so the yellow. Shows up. Okay. So now I'm going to go, now I wanted to do the blues to purples down. I mean, dark purple should be down here, or violet. So let's start with that. The thing about these rainbow looks is I'm using so many brushes. Yeah, I think I read it I saw it on a documentary on Netflix. Oh, maybe I should have used tape. Oops. What's wrong? Well, I don't think this is going to look much like a rainbow. Okay, so going to go. Trying to find another sort of the color to put next to it. Well, if I want blue, I'm just going to have to go for the blue. Okay, I'm going to go with this dark blue. Oh, I just thought of something. If I put yellow in the cut crease, it could mix with this blue and create green. How interesting is it to watch me struggle with makeup? Okay, I am getting muddy rather than blended. Well, this is an experiment. Okay, what do you guys have to say? I'm getting kind of PO'd at my makeup. Tasmania was the first state to introduce registered relationship. In Australia, marriage comes under federal law, so that was as far as the state could go. Oh, interesting. Let's do green see-through eyes. Yeah, it's not as trippy as you think, because it ends up whatever I have in the background becomes whatever's here. So I end up having to, because I've done that before, where I've had like accidentally put on green eyeshadow, so I had to put another color behind my head, like this little patch. So, I mean, in not Photoshop, in my video editing. This just looks like a mess to me, but I think what I'm going to do, well, let me, this side looks better than the other side, which is always annoying. So what I think I better do is put a firewall of orange. This is going to be a weird look. Let's just get over it. It's going to be a weird look. Oh, Angel. I locked my cat in the room. Hold on. How'd you get in here? I didn't even see you. I didn't even see you. It's funny because sometimes she'll sleep in my drag closet without me knowing about it. So I think she was in my drag closet, and then I like shut the door to do filming, and she got stuck in the room. Anyway, she's really been a pill lately. It's like on my day job, I work a swing shift. So local time, I work from like 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. And at right around 11 p.m., if I don't go to the bedroom right away, Angel, my cat, comes and starts meowing at me and yelling at me because she wants me to go to bed. It's really weird, and she's gotten really aggressive, not aggressive, but vocal about me having to go to bed when she wants me to go to bed. And it's not like she curls up next to me or anything. It's like once she sees me in bed, she'll go to her own bed. It's weird, like she's corralling us to follow her schedule. Okay, I am going to put on some eyeliner. Why green screen was chosen? Well, there is green screen and there is blue screen. What there can never be is a red screen or in the red family, like red, orange, I think even yellow, because everyone's face, no matter what your melanin is, has some tone, I guess because of blood, but some tones of reds and oranges. And if you red screen a person's face, they'll turn gray. So you can do green or you can do blue. Can't do any of the warm colors. Oh, you're telling me about it, Cap. Well, you know, you've done videos. Kitty, kitty. Watched a couple episodes of Reacher. The new Reacher is more believable than Tom Cruise. Lex is here. Hey, Lex. Oh, I'm just complaining about not liking this eye look because I was trying another rainbow version, but I think I'm going to attempt something. But let us know what you're reading, Lex, or anyone else. Feel free to chime in. Oh, shit. I just drug my eyeliner across my nose. Okay. Could be one of those days. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to, after this Heinlein book, I want another. I don't know what other adult book to read. Although I'm tempted. to do Thistlefoot, because I think a lot of you have read it and said it was pretty good. I think this eyeliner has about given up the ghost. Okay, it's okay. I have more eyeliner. It's just I was hoping this would be enough just to make an outline of what direction I want to go. But I do need to add some black now. Then I'll cut the crease and then color. Okay. Hold on. Editing is time consuming, but at least you like the end product. Reading more of Luda, and I'm on book 2 of The Expanse. I have a book on Kindle about the gay club that caught on fire with huge loss of life. I can't remember the name of the club. Oh, was that the one in Florida that was, oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. No, that was the shooting. I'm thinking Pulse. I'm thinking the one with the shooting. Enjoyed Thistlefoot. Book 2 of The Expanse, Chapter 10 of Luda. I don't know Luda, but I've definitely read the Expanse books, and I really, really love them. Thank you, Lori. Thank you for joining us. But Lex, if you like The Expanse, earlier I was just saying I just finished the Final Architecture series by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which, I mean, I enjoyed both. Oh, I was going to say, I think it was better than The Expanse, but you just can't compare. That's not fair to either series. But I think it's one of those cases where if you like The Expanse, you'll like the Final Architecture and vice versa. But unlike the Expanse, the Final Architecture is definitely just 3 books. It's not a huge series. Which is kind of an interesting question. How big should series be? I mean, I've read enough long fantasy series and with The Expanse science fiction series where I can see the appeal, but I kind of prefer trilogies more than any other. I guess in general, I prefer trilogies than any other type of book series. I don't know if that comes from Lord of the Rings being my first sort of epic love, but duologies seem odd to me. It feels like maybe because I'm used to like a 3-act structure. I like the beginning, middle, and end. And then the really huge, long fantasy series. I prefer when I read them after being published, so I don't have to read like 10 books at once. But I just prefer trilogies. I just think that is like the perfect number for a series. Okay, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Upstairs Lounge, New Orleans, 7332 deaths. It was arson. Yipes. I vaguely remember hearing something about that. Your wife got you hooked on The Expanse by watching the TV show, and I'll check out that book you told me. Plus, my wife is getting ready to play the new Expanse game. Hey, I love this TV show. I think that was an excellently done TV show that I think did justice to the books, although they kind of rushed the ending. But that was fine for what the TV show was showing. But see, I don't think Cappuccino says I've never read a series as big as The Elderlings, but I like, yes, smaller like trilogies. Yeah. Because the Elderlings series isn't really a series insofar as it hasn't, well, I guess it kind, if you squint, maybe there is an arc among all the books, but mostly it's divided up into trilogies and one quartet. But yeah, it makes it so much easier to read than like The Wheel of Time or The Malazan or some of those other books. I don't know how, I was going to say George R.R. Martin. I think he originally planned that as a trilogy, but Lord knows how long that's going to go or if it's ever going to be completed. Okay, I'm going to cut my crease. Let me get... Yeah, I'm just going to do yellow. Actually, we've had some like burnt orange glitter to sort of do the transition. I guess I don't. I thought I did. Yes, half these videos watching me struggle. Here we go. Oh, and I'm going to have to use some drilling. But first, let's cut the crease. Okay. Book 8 of those 16 right now. Yeah, and it's definitely the Elderlings. You could definitely take a break. You could like read Live Ship Traders and then wait, because you don't really need to have a perfect recall to go on to the next series. So, you know, you can take a break, read other books, and it won't matter because you just read a complete storyline or story arc. Prefer trilogies or at least single-digit series. Yeah, Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I read The Wheel of Time as it was being published, so it didn't feel like a long series. In fact, you're just waiting for the next one to come out. But if I had to look at reading, what is it, 12 books, 14 books, all at once, it's like, it is such a commitment. Oh, a cosplay of Miller from The Expanse, and I'll have a prop of the bomb that he walked around from the TV show. That is great. Longest series to date is 21 books in the Pendergast series by Lincoln Child and Douglas Preston. Pendergast, why is that so familiar? What's that author's name? Bruner? I want to say David Bruner. He wrote something called the Taltos series, which is sort of dark and I kind of want to call it anti-hero, but it's about, it's a fantasy about a man bonding with this dragonling type thing. But anyway, he wrote a bunch of books in that with those characters, and I guess it's called a series, but the books are kind of all standalone. They don't really build off each other. Although you could put them on a timeline. But okay, here we go. More white than that. A friend of mine I used to work with was a big Expanse fan. But didn't really like the series because it didn't exactly match what he envisioned. Like, one of his complaints was Naomi's hairstyle. Because in the books, one of the things she did was like do something with her head so her hair would sort of hide her face when she was stressed out or didn't want to deal with people or something like that in the books. And the Naomi in the series didn't have the floppy hair. And then also he didn't like that the spacers, people who grew up in 0G, the Belters, I guess, weren't skinny like the books. But I'm like, oh, that's a big ask. That's either hiring super thin actors or a lot of CGI effects. But as I say, the adapting from print to movie, you need to, they're two different mediums. They need to be different. Because the medium is the message. Okay, so I'm running out of brushes. Okay. I'll put down some pigments and then I'll go over it with some glitter. yellow. We'll go. Okay. And I'm just going to use a little Durling. Ah. So I drop everything. To I don't know if this quite worked out the way I wanted to, but we'll see. Probably should just use glitter glue. Okay. Pendergast is a rather unusual FBI agent. The books often have supernatural or horror themes. Actually, maybe I don't know anything about this series. I'm gonna have to look it up. Long series that are episodic can be just picked up is ideal, like Discworld. Yep, yep. Yeah, I've definitely read Discworld books out of order. Yeah, we all need to look up Pendergast. Yeah, I can't read a lot of Discworld novels back to back for some reason. It's like I need something else meatier after it because the tone of the writing is just so different that sometimes just need a break from it. You like the Belters. Quite a few Pendergast books are set in the Museum of Natural History. That is a cool setting. Year of S&M category challenge next year. I think we went through this, that S&M stands for something different than what I'm thinking. Could include nonfiction books about. There was this one book, maybe you guys know it, but I'm not thinking of the title, but it's a middle grade children's book about kids in a museum or living in a museum. I think this look is okay. Not really how I thought it was going to come together, but when does that ever happen? Okay. I think it is time for eyeliner. Calling it Year of S&M for a reason. I think many people will click on my thread when they see that title. They might be a little disappointed. Okay, I need new eyeliner. This is okay. Okay. The good thing about my S&M challenge is I will barely have to buy a book for it. For those of you who don't know, Lynette has an insane TBR. Okay, I forgot to get some water for my water-activated paint. And we're back. There it is. There it is. The book about two kids who run away to live, hide in a museum of natural history is titled From the Mixed Up Files of, that's it, Mrs. Basil. Frank Weiler. Need to start an S&M challenge. You'll add that book to your list. One of the reasons why I have memories of that is because we were we read it in 5th grade. This was 5th grade, Little Lake Elementary School in Hemet, California. And, you know, at that time, like everyone would like read a page of the book, and you would round robin reading a book in class. And there was this one scene. It just shows you how immature kids are. Where there's this one scene where the boy was picking coins out of the fountain because, you know, they needed money to buy things during the day or whatever. But anyway, I remember the kid reading it was like, and he reached down and he felt something and it was round and it moved, and everyone, the entire class started cracking up like he was feeling a booby. And the teacher got red and embarrassed. I think my favorite 5th grade book is probably Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim. That or Wrinkle in Time. But what is it that kids that age like reading about animals they're like people? What's that called? Would you I want to say anthropomorphize, but that's wrong. But anyway, but like Mrs. Frisbee, Frog and Toad, the Red Whale series. But yeah, it's a much more popular in children's books than adult books, although we have the occasional Hollow Kingdom situation. And of course, there's Watership Down. Okay, anthropomorphized is the word. Okay. Why didn't it sound right? Frog and toad and animorphs, of course. Okay. Oh, I need to brush this off. Um, Smoke out this black a little bit. Okay, I don't even know if this looks like a rainbow look. I mean, there's a bunch of colors, but they definitely aren't in the rainbow order. I think I'm just going to have to be happy with it. How did I get... Okay. Michael Vaughn did a tongue-in-cheek review of the Frog and Toad books. Can't wait to show you my book and manga connection on YouTube. Okay, yeah. Looking forward. Mardi Gras. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see that. I definitely see Mardi Gras. Let's do lips. Should I just do a red lip or a colored lip? Or... Okay, I'm going to try an experiment. Because I have this super dark lipstick, but if I put a bright shimmer over it, if I have a bright shimmer, okay. So I'm going to outline with red, I mean black. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Try to read manga and finding out what I like in it. Really enjoy Spy, Times Failing for Lighthearted. It's not manga, but I've almost been wanting to check out because I saw the Disney series American Born Chinese, but apparently it's a graphic novel too, or that's how it started, or that's what it's based on. So, oh man, I don't think I ever like doing my lips. Okay, so let's see what this lipstick does. It's almost like a red wine. Well, gosh, it looks black on camera. This isn't black lipstick. It's like a super dark red wine, burgundy. Okay, so this is not making my teeth look really yellow, which is always a concern with dark lipstick. But what I wanted to do is to see if I could put this shimmer over it and create a interesting effect. It's kind of neat. I'll put some pink shimmer in the center. Well, this is the look. Made a big mess, but this is the look. So I'm just going to put on some eyelashes and hope for the best. Oh boy. Manga series could be super long. They're faster to read though, right? Only read about 30 pages this week. Work and life. Well, you know, that's what happens, DK Moon. Thank you for joining us. Wife loves her black and purple lipsticks. I like purple. The other thing about, because I overdraw my lips, the purple lipsticks I have stain my skin. So there's that. Could also read manga volumes quickly. Oh, thanks, DK. If you're looking at my look, Son Loves One Piece, big book volume of Berserk. Those books are thick and heavy. Oh, thank you, Cap. Yeah, this was experimental. And there are definitely things I like about it, definitely things I don't like. But that's life. Isn't that life? It's always this inner end never wants to stick. Of course, I could always wait for it to get more tacky, but thank you, Lynette. Okay. I do have a fan here. I can. Salsa music or something. Okay, now the wig I picked is because I drew on these red eyebrows, so I thought I had to have a red wig. It's the one with the flower on the side. But I'm wondering if I should do my white, the big white Dolly Parton afro type wig. Okay. Going out for new coffee shop. Yay. Thank you for being here, Lex. We're going to your local cat cafe. Oh, need a dose of cat. I wish I could send you my cat. Oh, there's a gem missing from this. Well, that's what I get for buying super cheap costume jewelry from... Okay, you don't see it as much if I put it on this side. So I keep telling myself. Okay, so we'll just do the red wig. We match the eyebrows. Oops. So we are doing good on time, about 90 minutes, which is a fairly typical time for me to do these live stream drag shows. I don't know how interesting they were, but I don't know if you can even see the wig. I mean, it's so dark in the back. But so it started as a Pride look, but turned into a Mardi Gras look, which I'm not sad about. The lips are interesting. I've been sleeping better since, oh. Yeah, cats are like that. Angel likes to get us up early too. Okay, guys, I think this is the final look. Once again, started rainbow, ended up Mardi Gras, and I kind of like it. So thank you once again for joining me. And I will not have a live stream next week, but I will the following week. This week I'll be releasing a Robert Heinlein video, and then the following week, Shelve It or Shove It. That's all I know so far. I'll be filming my mid-year freak out tag that I do annually, at least for the past 3 years. So we'll see how that goes. And as usual, may all the books you read be blessed. You guys have a terrific rest of your day. Bye now.